Pronto.
Pronto.
Ciao.
From OTJ.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Matt.
And this is Chit Chat with Jen and Matt.
And today,
Still
as
weird.
we wait...
It still sounds weird.
Yes, it does. As we wait to get into our house, we're going to talk about what we're going to do first. What is day one look like after we sign the closing papers and get the keys and walk in the door? What are you doing first?
As Matt said, we're talking about first things first today, and it's really funny because we just showed the house, because we can still get in and we've seen it. We've shown it to my mom and sister, we've shown it to both our girls, we've shown it just recently.
My mother came to town and
is visiting now.
we thought that she'd be able to see the actual house, just like we thought your mom would be able to see the actual house. But the closing keeps going backwards.
It keeps moving. I'm trying to feel confident every day. Every day I wake up and say, it's one day closer, not 2 days further away. And so we're gonna talk a little bit about what we're doing while we're waiting, but more, what do we, can't wait. And as I was saying, we showed it to your mom and your mom was just like, I just wanna clean it. She's like, the first thing I would do is clean it. So Matt, why don't you start? I'm gonna tell us what's like the first, it doesn't actually need to be done like this, but it is so important to you because you've been in the house, I don't know, 6 times now. What do you want to do first?
Well, the thing that irritates me the most, which I'd like to fix.
Yes.
Although
I know what he's going to say.
So, and this seems common still in lots of Italian houses that we've stayed in, is there are still antennas on the roof. Like TV antennas.
Old school TV antennas.
And beyond having the antennas up there are guy wires that hold them in place. And I inevitably walk into the guy wires and strangle myself or
Are
cut
they
myself.
guy wires or guide wires?
I
can look it up and put it underneath. I've always called them guide wires.
Put it here, so. All right.
The answer. That's so
but
funny.
Yeah, so my first mission, I think, is going to be cutting down the wires and the TV antenna. That's we're not going backwards to that. We're never going to use that again. I don't know why everybody has it. That's my only concern, is whether there's some tax incentive or something like that to keep your antique TV antenna that I don't know about, because I know in the U.S. everybody use their old satellite dishes.
Yeah, you move out, you rent, you get a satellite dish, they put a new satellite dish.
This feels much more annoying to me, and it drives me crazy. So that will be the first thing for me that I fix.
I'm never going to understand you. 30 some years together, never going to understand you. But I appreciate it because while I don't really care that there's antennas because we're going to replace our roof, but it is in the place where I am a klutz. I could definitely fall and cut my head off. And so therefore, for safety, I support you.
All right. Well,
full support, 110%.
How about you? What is your first activity in the door?
I want to remove all signs of pigeons.
Ah, yes.
Inside.
Yes, we do, because they had a few broken windows. We didn't really see as much of it when we first saw it in February of last year.
Yeah.
Or this year.
Well, we're pretty sure one pigeon, we were pretty sure there were 2 pigeons in there. And then there was one pigeon and one leg of a pigeon and cat paw prints and feathers everywhere. And then there were eggshells in the nest. So we assume there were baby pigeons. And then there were 3 pigeons in the house, and the house was mostly closed up with the exception of some openings and windows that if I was a bird, I wouldn't want to go through because they were broken glass windows. So my thinking is, Dad lost it protecting Mom with the fight with a cat, and then the cat had dinner, and then Mom had babies, and then raised the babies, because when there were 3, there were 2 smaller ones.
You're really dramatizing this.
And then
sad pigeon
Mom
story.
died. Mom is on the floor in one of the indoor-outdoor rooms, and we got them both out. The other 2, we had what I think are the kids. This is like a soap opera, the pigeon soap opera. they both flew out, and then one of them flew back in. And so we let that one stay back in, but we had to shut the windows so that we didn't have 10 pigeons. And now that one is dead outside. I don't know, Mom never trained it how to find food outside because they never went outside. So anyways, because there are also pigeons, there's large supplies of pigeon poop everywhere. And yes, we will wear all the protective gear we can possibly wear because I'm not gonna get a disease from this pigeon poop either. But so I'm really excited to, I'm not excited to, I can't wait to get the pigeon poop out there, but also it has really beautiful floors.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really, really excited to just like, it's one of the first things I want to share with you guys is like dirty floor, clean floor. It's going to be difficult because we won't have water right away. So I'm going to have to lug and mop and whatever, but you guys are worth it. Really, I'm doing it for me. But I'm using you as an excuse. So thank you for lending me that excuse.
Also, I mean, you know, there's similarly ash from Mount Etna.
Ash is it's more like stone.
Okay, sand.
Yeah. It's like, it looks, I think we talked about this before, it looks like little aquarium rocks, gravel stuff. Yes, so getting that cleaned up.
Yep. And
Not so much in the house, but around the house.
yeah, no, that's outside.
Only
outside
what we've
stuff.
tracked in.
But and then also on the outside front, gosh, the jasmine that is completely like.
That's on the back.
It's on the back, and it's
There's some on the front?
no, on the back outside.
Oh, okay. You said on the front.
And
I just was confused that we had more jasmine. I was excited for a minute.
right, but it's
Oh,
basically
disappointed.
completely taken over one outside section of the house, like the stairs to get up. Like there's a whole
Yeah.
section that we've not actually gotten to see yet.
Yeah,
because,
part of the terrace. We can't get out the door to the terrace from the back because it's locked and I don't want it to fall off. And yeah, it's blocking a whole little, it's a narrow staircase up, but it should be a beautiful little terrace, especially for sort of off the kitchen. It's sort of private. Maybe we'll use it for drying our laundry outside, but it's perfect, overlooks the garden, and we can't get to it. So that's a good one. I want to get into the room that is boarded shut, which we can't get into. And my thought on this is that it's boarded up from the inside, but it has a door to the outside on it, which is also closed, boarded up so that nobody could come in. My thinking is that somebody might think, oh, I could get in that door. I think it's for safety, like there's not a good lock on the inside door, and the outside door is compromised because it's old. So it could just be empty.
Or there could be a dead body in it.
Yeah. I mean, I would say just bones at this point because nothing in there smells. Even the pigeon poop doesn't really smell.
Yeah.
Doesn't even smell musty, right? I don't picture any smells with the house.
Nope.
Everything has died and gone away. It's how long it's been abandoned. Doesn't that make you excited to watch more? Well, it doesn't smell, but that's good.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. And then, the safe.
The safe.
Yes. We're gonna have a whole episode or 12 on the safe. There's a beautiful safe from, where was it from? Somebody
Austria.
mentioned. From Austria. A beautiful Austrian safe, painted pink, in what will be our living room. First of all,
Mounted in the wall.
there was no toxic masculinity back then. I think somebody's hiding all their valuables in a very prominent safe. Like, I don't know, maybe it's not flush with the wall, but maybe you could have hung a painting over it. But it's very decorative too. It's not like a, ugly safe that you move the thing out of it.
It might have been red in 1850.
And you think it just faded? I mean, the ceiling is
It's not
pink
impossible.
too.
Sure.
I love this room. It is, I don't think I would ever pick a pink room ever for a main room, but it's going to stay somewhat pink. And not the walls, but the ceiling. It's beautiful. But we can't show you yet, because did I remind you we're waiting for our house? But I can't wait to do the safe. I did a little research, and they said that a locksmith should be able to come and, well, one, they could just drill out the cores if you don't want it anymore, but I would like to leave it there and have keys to it. And so we have, but it's 3, so it has little brass covers on it, I'm guessing brass, and they slide up, so you can put 3 keys in, and I don't know if we have to have 3 people turning them at the same time, and then it opens the door to something, but yeah, I'm like, what will be in it? There'll probably be something great in it, like 300 million lira, which will be worth this much, but I could pretend if I go back in time, I could be wealthy.
You can't even trade in your lira for euros these days. So.
Nope. Maybe we could wallpaper
Yes.
one of the bathrooms,
There you go.
unless it was all one bill, because lira. Yeah, so I'm excited to do that. I had this like fun notion the other day that we could temporarily create an escape room where you had to find the 3 keys, and inside there would be, you know, I don't know, a cannoli. That would be your prize. Stay tuned for that.
Al Capone's vault.
Yeah. Are people old enough or young enough to know that whole Al Capone's vault with Geraldo Rivera?
Gotta be a solid.
I'll see if Geraldo is
45,
available.
50 to know that.
Maybe I'll just grow a mustache and I'll host the video. Big. No, sorry, no facial hair.
Okay.
Okay, what else? Anything else you're excited to? Oh, anything else in this realm that you're excited to do?
I mean, those are the big things. I mean, but ultimately, there's just so much that, you know, we only have limited time when we go to visit,
Yeah.
and, you know,
Very
limited
true.
ability to pry open any doors or,
Yeah.
So it's really going to be, discovering the house in detail and the yard.
Yeah, I got a touch of that this time because you showed your mom around.
How about removing the snakes?
Oh, yeah, all the snakes must go. Indiana Jones said so.
They're not actually snakes. They are pine cones from the particular kind of pine tree that we have, which we're still.
It's in the same family as the Norfolk Bay, Norfolk Island, Norfolk some sort of geological thing, pine.
However, the pine cones,
Like,
look like very thin, 8-inch long,
garter snakes.
garter snakes is what they look like.
And they haven't been cleaned up for years.
Years.
And so it is basically a bed of them. I wish I knew something we could do with them. They obviously don't decompose, so I'm not going to compost them. I mean, I think they do decompose, but not fast enough to make compost. There's a lot of them, and they just go crunch, crunch. So it feels like you're walking on snake skeletons. You never sing in our vlog. You're welcome.
You don't want me to.
No, you're a very good singer. Okay, so then I was going to say, okay, so that's what we want to do, like immediately, irrationally, immediately. Like, I have the keys. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go unlock the house as well as we can because the keys are all. But what is the first thing we're going to? What are our first priorities of things to work on?
Well, so
Like
the house
real
is
things,
in
planning, intelligent, non-irrational.
the house is in 2 parts:
See?
an apartment side and a main house
Coming
side.
soon when we get the house. Oh my gosh.
And so the apartment will be where we live as soon as we can, do a small renovation on the apartment side just to make it livable.
Yep.
So So
Yeah.
ultimately it'll be focusing on the apartment side as much as the other side is sort of the more fun side. The apartment side needs to be made livable.
You're calling it an apartment. I still call it the guest house.
Yes, I know. You're so sfizioso.
The guest house.
Sfizioso.
Sfizioso, fancy. Well, it makes me want to work on it more. Yeah, so I am definitely interested in that. And then there are things that need to be like, as we're going to work on this in parts, we need to like cover up some holes in windows, make it a little more watertight. The whole roof needs to be redone, which we've known about like before we made the offer. And we need to just sort of protect what's inside, because nobody's been doing that for a while, and that's the issues have just been that water has gotten in. Granted, it's a stone house, not a wood house, so
Different
it's a different problem. honestly, I think a better problem to have. And so I'd like to get that secured. And you will get to learn everything you want to know about replacing a roof. We won't be doing that work ourselves because, did I mention earlier that I'm a little clumsy? Yes. Great. Okay, well, I think, is that it?
I think that's it for today.
All right. Well, in that case, we'll talk to you in our next vlog. And hopefully by the time we post this, there will be just days, count them. I don't know if I can count them all on 2 hands, but days away from getting our keys. Send good thoughts, send help. We'll have so much more fantastic, interesting content then. Not just, talking about dead pigeons.
Or just doing whatever we can to, stretch things
Stretch
out.
the time between now and
Stretch
then.
the time out until we actually
We have
can
interesting things to say now. It's just, most people would like to just skip to the good part.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, like, subscribe, follow, leave us questions. What do you want to see first? What do you want to know first? This is our first time doing this kind of thing. So, you can have a say in what we cover. Even mom, if that's you, you can leave a message. Maybe don't sign it, love mom. Or all of you who aren't my mom, maybe you could just also sign yours, love mom, and then we won't know. You won't know who the real mom is. Excellent. So for now, I'll just say arrivederci.
A presto.